stop right here. Be here, be square. Be there, be square. Be here or be there. Good morning. Ideas of power. And yes, that just happens to be the name of the class starting tomorrow night. And yes, there is a correlation to that. I want you to come to this class. This is an amazing class because these are amazing ideas. I love this teaching. This teaching lifts you up. This teaching empowers you. This teaching gives you the tools to live the life that you want to live. There is no outside power that is saying you have to suffer. There is no outside power that is saying here is the dangle of joy and happiness, but you don't get it because of something that you did years gone by or lifetimes gone by or whatever. There is nothing outside of us. We are it. But the way that we use it is so important. I love this teaching. I love Ernest Holmes. One of the things that he wrote that so touches me is, such is the power of right thinking, that it cancels and erases anything unlike itself. It answers every question, solves any problem, and is the solution to everything in your life. It is like the light of eternal truth that bursts forth through the clouds of obscurity and blesses the world with glory. It is the absolute with which we are dealing, and nothing less. It is the absolute. We are not dealing with this anthropomorphic idea of a deity. You know, we're made in the image and likeness of God. And then we take God and make it in the image and likeness of man, and not even in the best of us, but in the worst of us. We make a petty, vindictive, angry, judgmental deity, and then we give it all of our power and say, the reason I'm not happy, the reason I'm not healthy, the reason I'm not prosperous, the reason I'm not joy-filled is because of this fictitious idea that I've created in the boundaries of my own mind that has nothing to do with it. Amen. Whatever God is, it is infinite. It is absolute. It is all love, all joy, all peace, all prosperity, all happiness, all health, all wholeness. Whatever God is more than anything we can even wrap our minds around. And yet, it being all in all, as the circle says, the point must be present everywhere. That means that you are the point of God. How you doing? Are you living your God life? Are you seeing with your God eyes? Are you loving with your God heart? How are you doing? Are you living the blessed life, the rich life, the full life? I love springtime because after all of the illusion of winter and losing everything, the trees are stripped bare, most of them. They have lost their apples from last season. They have lost their leaves. They have lost some branches. They have been through it, and they stand there naked. And maybe some of them go, oy vey. Happy Passover. Oy vey, it's all gone. Something has taken from me everything that I have worked so hard for. And then springtime comes. And somewhere from the depths of them, and literally from the deep roots, from the inside of their trunk, rises up something that botanists may call sap, but I call life, I call spirit, I call God, I call power. That there is a power and a presence within us, symbolized by the trees, that rises up within us and bursts forth into a whole new life. There are apple trees on that bank covered with blossoms. Every last flower is going to turn into an apple. And in that apple, there will be seeds that can turn into countless, infinite apple trees. If that's going on in a tree, what's going on in you? What's going on in me?
All right.
The way we think about things will answer our questions. the way we experience life. One of the things I love about this trilogy, actually, that we're reading in the Ernest Holmes papers, The Philosophy of Ernest Holmes, The Anatomy of Healing Prayer, and Ideas of Power, that we're starting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock in the other room. One of the things I love about that is when he said, the mountain will be to you what you are to the mountain. That is pure metaphysics. That life will be to you what you are to life. What are you bringing to your life? Are you bringing ideas of renewal? Are you bringing ideas of resurrection? Are you bringing ideas of triumph? Or are you bringing ideas of, it's over, I've been victimized, I'm helpless, I'm hopeless? I don't know about you, but I don't have a hopeless and helpless God. I don't tell God about my big problems. I tell my problems about my big God. How are you doing at the point of God? As the point of God. Quantum physics says that in order to have a unified whole, it must be present in its entirety at every point simultaneously. A unified whole is represented by an infinite. There's nothing outside of the infinite. It's a whole. Thomas Troward said in the Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science, spirit plus nothing equals spirit. And he too said, before quantum physics came along, in order to have a oneness, that oneness must be present in its totality at every point simultaneously. That's you. That's God as you. And we're not crazy. We're not going around saying, oh, I'm God, nobody else is. We're all God. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual law. And when we learn to use that law, we can create peace on earth. We can create miraculous healings. We can create money where there was no money. We can create the life that we are meant to live. Consider the lilies of the field. They neither toil nor go to work on time. How much greater are you? Yeah. Right. You don't have to do that. You don't have to buy into whatever old ideas you may have carried with you from whatever source, it does not matter, that says life is a struggle, that there's something inherently wrong with me, that I am being tested and I will be either burning in hellfire or playing celestial whoopee throughout eternity based on what I do on these short years on planet Earth. That's not true. We're infinite beings. We were never born. We cannot die. We may pick up this body and we may drop it off, but that which is us does not die. It goes on. To what? To where, you say? I don't know. But I know that we live on. I know that there's that within us that is not going to struggle and suffer throughout eternity. We have a universe that is based on love. There is only love. There is only life. There is that power and that presence within each one of us that when we are ready will come up within us and burst forth into bloom and flower and harvest if we open up to it. Such is the power of right thinking. It solves every problem. You got a problem? The mind of God within you knows the answer. I proved that by taking algebra in college. I was a straight A student. I don't know about trains and planes and automobiles. I don't know about X's and Y's and lines and all. I don't know about that, but I made A's because there is a mind within me that knows. And I would sit down in front of you people think I'm joking. I'm dead serious. I would sit down at the beginning of the test and I would go, I know that I am one with all that there is, and that the mind of God is my mind now. I know the mind of the person who created algebra is my mind now. I know the person that created this test is my mind now. I know that the person who grades the test is my mind now. And I know that those answers flow through me in the exact way they need to for this test. And then I would take the test. And in that moment, I would know exactly what I was doing, not 10 minutes later. But isn't it the moment that you need?
Right.
Right? And how many times do we have our intuition. You know there are more brain cells in your gut than in your head? How many times do we have that intuition, that connection with all that is? Whisper, run, run. Don't marry that person. Don't invest in that business. Don't buy that car. Don't walk down that street. Run. And if we listen to it, things work out. And if we don't, then we get to experience the effect of our causes. I know this teaching works. I found this teaching when I had a 3-year-old child. I had no money, and I was sleeping on someone's floor. I had no prospects. I had no sense that I was anybody. I dropped out of high school at 15. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. I was nobody. And somebody said, that's a lie. You're somebody. Not only are you somebody, but you are all that there is. And I went, oh no, my God doesn't like me. My God goes out of its way to hurt me, to set me up, to cause me to fail. And they said that God is a lie. That there's only a power and a presence of love and light. That is all that there could be, and it is manifest at the point of you now. They told me I was loved beyond my wildest dreams, and that I deserved to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be happy, and to feel whole. And I was foolish enough to grab on it because I had nothing to lose but the life I was living. I'll always tell you, I guarantee my teachings. If you don't like it, you can have your old life back. Very rarely does anyone take me up on that. We are spiritual beings, and spirit is alive and well at the point of us. We can use that through the power of right thinking, which means we see that. We look in the mirror and we see this being of light and love and power and glory. We look in the mirror and we know that within us is everything that we need to have whatever it is we choose to have in life. That we are loved and supported by life, and so is everyone else. There is only one. There's only one God. Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one. There's only one. There's not pieces of God and religion and humanity pitted against each other. Could you imagine if you had two infinite powers? They would collide. There wouldn't even be time and space for us to hang out and discuss the subtleties of it all. It cannot be. There must be one. There is a power and a presence of love and light and life. It is eternal and absolute, and it is there for us. We don't have to earn it. We don't have to go out and buy it. We don't have to find it. It's not hidden. It's right here in us. And if we open up and allow that presence of the divine that we are to rise up within us, we will find an us that we never knew existed. We will find a clarity, a self-assurance. We will find the answers and the courage to step forward and to take the life that is ours to live. That's already in us. It's already in us. These are the ideas of science of mind, based on the idea of oneness. That in order for spirit to be, it must be in all of its glory and magnificence in you today. And as we open up to that, then the impossible becomes possible, and miracles become everyday occurrences. As we open up to the spiritual being that we are, then the God that we have, for me, is more real than anything I ever heard about in my childhood or read about in a book. That presence of spirit that lives and moves and has its being as us, lifts us when we learn how to think, when we learn how to speak, and when we learn how to live. And so it is.
Thank you, Barbara. Everybody feeling uplifted? Yes. Absolutely. So, do we have folks with us today who are here on a Sunday for the first time? If you are, would you raise your hand, please? Thank you for being here, Kelvin. Oh, Rob. All right. Okay. Bye. Glad you're here. Thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, that's fantastic, thank you. So, would you please take out what you're going to give, and let's have our prosperity acceptors come forward. I'm going to grab these checks that have shown up in the mail the last part of the week. Could be Barbara sent mine. And we're going to do a blessing on these gifts. So if you would, take what you're going to give, hold it close to your heart, and know with me that there is that presence that Barbara speaks of, that power that dwells in, through, and as all things that's right here, right now, in this place, doing its magic. It is this gift that we hold in our hands, this symbol of the abundance of our lives, this generous sharing of resources, because God keeps showing up in such ways that the resources abound. And knowing that we always have more than enough, we simply let this generous gift be what comes from our heart this particular day to do the good work of expanding and expressing the presence of the divine in our lives. And with that clarity of knowing, we repeat these words together aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth. Thank you. Knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
The other thing I failed to say earlier was so glad to see you again and to meet you. I've heard so many good things about this lovely couple, and just happy to be here at the place that I've heard you're at. So I finally made it here. So thanks again to David. It's a simple song. First one I received coming back into music. Real simple message about recognizing love in action. Joy overflows and you're filled with compassion. That's love. That's love. What you see and what you learn, that's not the ultimate concern. It's what you choose to think and be. Feel the truth that sets you free. That's love. Love
this and let go of resistance. When you seek to understand and you lend a helping hand, that's love. Alright, allowing to flow. Go ahead and get out the way. Let your mind turn into day. Allow love to take control. It's about what moves your soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What moves your soul. Alright, that's love. Oh yeah, that's love. Whoa, it's the reason for living, yeah, yeah. It's why you deserve it all. Ooh, it's receiving and it's giving. Listen now, can you hear the call? That's love. Alright, that's love. That's love. Oh yeah. Allow it to flow.
Thank you, John. Thank you, band. I'm just going to love on this for a second here. So much gratitude. I know that you love the center and that you support it financially. I just want to remind you that as we take these gifts, the energy of them, the essence of them stays here. The money goes in the bank, pays the bills, but the essence of it stays here. And then it moves out from this place into the world like rays of shining light, silver and gold, touching hearts and lives all around the world because you support this center. It's an amazing thing that we do. We touch thousands of lives, thousands of new lives every month. And that's because of you. So thank you for your love, for your generosity, and for making the magic happen. This is the truth. And in gratitude, we let it be. And so it is. And I hear children.